Hey, everybody. Hey, good people. Welcome to Candid Conversations with your girl, Stephanie Renee. Listen, I am so glad that you all have decided to tune in with me. Go ahead right now. For those of you who are on, go ahead and let others know that we are on. Go ahead and like and share. We are on just YouTube tonight. So make sure you tell people that we're live on YouTube only. We're trying this out. And yeah, we're so excited that you guys have decided to tune in with us tonight. I'm going to give you a few seconds to go ahead, like and share, and let people know that we are actually on. Okay. I'm excited. It's been a few weeks since our last one. Life get busy, y'all. Life really gets busy. And so we are just now being able to get back on and get back in the swing of things. And so I'm glad that you guys are a part of this with us. This is our second podcast and we're doing them live, y'all. So definitely something that you have to adjust to. But I'm so glad again that you guys have decided to tune in tonight. Okay. And it's going to be good for those of you who were able to watch the first one. I hope you guys enjoyed. We had a wonderful time. I mean, just we had fun. And this is what this podcast is all about. It's about singles, men and women coming together just to provide our perspective on different topics that relate to the single life, the single journey. And when I say single, I mean not married. Because when you're dating and when you're just mixing and mingling, even if you have boyfriend or girlfriend, it's still you're single, you're considered single. So, you ain't got that paperwork on you. So you still considered single. So that's what we mean when we say single. So, and that's what this platform is about. It's not a right or wrong or, who's right, who's wrong. It's just about our perspective. And of course, we know that men and women see things very, very different than each other on a lot of things. And then there's some things we agree about. And so that's what this podcast is about. And so as we continue on throughout the weeks, we want you guys to just be a part. So listen, every other Tuesday, we want you guys to tune in. We want you to tune in every other Tuesday. We're starting a new time. I know the first one we started at 8:00. We're pushing it a little bit. Pushing it back a little bit because your girl be busy. It's a lot of things going on. And so we're pushing it back just a tad bit to give myself and you all some time. For those of you who work, you got to get off work, you got to get your kids, you got to do this, you got to do that, and cook dinner, all of these good things. And so I felt like this might be a good time to play around with, just when people have relaxed, wind down, and you're, at home and you're chilling. So so just remember, it's going to be every other Tuesday at 9:00. We're gonna try it out. We're gonna see how it goes. Okay. So again, I'm so glad that you all are tuning in. Again, if you're in here, go ahead, like, share, and let some other individuals know that we are on with Candid Conversations. Okay. So we're going to jump right into it. So again, for those of you who were able to watch the first one, you know that I had some special guests on with me and it was hilarious. Okay. We had a good time. You guys can check that out on YouTube. We'll be putting some reels and things together real soon for different clips from the different podcasts that you all will be able to go and check out. So I want you to check me out on that on YouTube. It's on one of my playlists under Official Stephanie Renee. And you'll be able to catch up on that one. And you can even find that one as well on Facebook. So we are excited about tonight. And we're going to dive right in. And I'm going to get ready to introduce them again and just let you guys see and know who I'm talking about. Tonight, we're going to start with Miss Angela. And we're going to go ahead and add her. Angela, say what's up to everybody. Okay.
Hello. Hey, everybody. I'm Angela. I'm Angela. You want more information? Go to the first episode.
Right. Good plug. I like it. Well, thank you so much, Ange. We're so glad to have you back on with us. Really had a great time the last time, and I'm glad that and appreciative that you said yes to come back on and be a part of it with us this time. All right. So, our next person we're going to introduce is none other than my sister, my baby sister, actually, and that is Jerica. Welcome, Jerica, again. So glad to have you on with us tonight.
Hi, you guys. Glad to see you guys again. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. If you did not catch the first one, go catch the first one. And we're so happy to have you here tonight. I'm Jerica. Jerica on all social medias.
Y'all, she's starting out real proper and prim right now, okay? But she gonna get wound up in a minute, and y'all gonna see because look, that's not how she ended the last show.
Right. Okay.
Untrue.
Well, we're glad to have you back. I'm so glad that you're a part of it with us. And last but not least, we got Mr. Mark Fortson in the building again in the virtual space. What's up, Mark?
What's happening? This your boy Mark Forson, aka Kevin Samuels 2.0. Holla at your boy.
What?
Yeah. Jerica, you sound like you on a podcast or something. Hi guys, thanks for joining us tonight. You know,
I am on a podcast and I'm trying to learn to live my soft life now.
So. Soft? Child, please.
Oh gosh.
We're not going to start tonight this early. We're going to get started with the. We're going to get started after icebreaker. Then we'll warm up our food.
Hello, ladies. How y'all doing?
Pretty good.
So again, this is the crew, y'all. This is the crew. And as y'all can see, Mr. Mark is out here by himself. So we're gonna see if he can hold his weight tonight with all of us. Well, he's been talking a lot of junk behind the scenes. So we're gonna see if he's gonna really come with it tonight. All right. So I'm glad to have y'all on with us. And we're gonna go ahead and get started and jump right on over. Y'all know how we did it before with our icebreaker. We're gonna go ahead and get started with our icebreaker tonight, okay?
Let's do it.
Ready? Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
So tonight, and I prepared them y'all early. We want to start the icebreaker off with allowing each person to give 3 red flags that they, what they consider red flags in dating.
Only 3?
Only.
See what I'm talking about? You come in looking for stuff. You hear that?
We only probably got time for 3 red flags from each person and 3 green flags. Okay. All right. 3 red flags and 3. And y'all listen, the last time I didn't get to any of my topics of discussion, and we're gonna see how this gonna go tonight because the icebreaker alone just set the whole stage for the rest of the conversation. So this is another one that I feel like y'all it's gonna go all the way to the left and sideways.
That's Jericho's fault.
No, I'm gonna behave. No.
Yeah,
watch the first podcast and we'll see who the troublemaker is.
Oh Lord.
So we're going to start. I'm gonna go last. I'm gonna start how I see it on the screen. Angela, we're gonna start with you. Then we're gonna work our way to. I'm scared, y'all. We're gonna work our way to Jericho, I think, and then we're gonna work our way to Mark. Because I feel like Mark will really try to soup it up real quick. But
he's gonna try to bash us ladies, but it's okay because we're gonna be on his head tonight, ladies.
Kevin Samuels lives within me. I'm ready. Let's go.
Oh my God, him and this Kevin Samuels, y'all. Like, this about to be real sticky. Okay, Ange, it's on you, Ange. Go.
Okay. So I didn't think about this, but off the top of my head, 3 red flags, I would say, skip me, come back.
Why you gotta think about the heart? You got some deep thought on it.
Right. I'm like,
because I want to know I'm trying to think of how to word it. Basically, no sense of identity. So if this man, and honestly, I'm gonna say man or woman, but I'm talking about the men right now. So no sense of identity. So you can be in a full adult doing your thing or whatever. But sometimes you can just tell this person is out here, they really not happy with themselves. They may not be displaying unhappiness, but they know that they want more and they're not doing anything to get more. They don't even know what the more looks like. They don't have a plan for that. So in my opinion, they really don't know who they are, because when you know who you are, baby, you on it. Okay, at least trying to be. So no sense of identity, know who they are, still trying to find themselves. That's a red flag. Another red flag for me, you don't have the basic necessities that an adult should have. I understand things happen, but we're adults, and honestly, it costs money to date. It costs money to be involving other people in your life. So if you don't have a home, if you don't have a vehicle, if you do not have finances to take care of yourself, like basic necessities to live, like you have no business trying to date. I myself, if I was going through something, like I don't even want to date. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like people need to be grown enough to say, let me focus on me and get these necessities in order. So that's a huge red flag, like no brainer there. And another red flag would be I don't know. I'll come back to it. So you want me to do the green flags or we're going to come back around for that?
You can go ahead with the green flags if you got them.
Okay. Green flags would be consistency. So someone who shows you who they are and they're consistent, of course. I feel like another green flag would be someone who, I don't know. I gotta think. Come back.
Okay. All right. We got you. All right, Jessica. We're gonna pass you the baton. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm not
Oh
gonna
Lord,
be.
here you go.
No, well, no, I don't have anything really horrible, you guys. But I will say 3 red flags for me will be someone who's goes back to Angie said, inconsistent. Somebody who tells white lies, small white lies. If you catch that, that's definitely a red flag. Definitely someone who's not stable. That's a definitely a red flag as well. It's given our age. I'm sure all of us are past 25. So, yeah, definitely have to have some stability in his life. Green flags, I would say someone who's a good communicator. So if they start off good communicating, that's a good green flag. Someone who also is, I would guess, say patient or not necessarily patient. I guess that will be a characteristic once you get to know someone. Let's see, a good green flag. I mean, I haven't had too many green flags dating my race of men, but so it's kind of hard to pull that together.
Lord.
But I will say someone like I said, well, who's driven, a good red flag, someone who's purpose driven, who has goals in mind, and you can see them working toward that. Goes back to what Angela said as well. And I would say someone who is who has self-control, a good green flag.
That's a good one.
What you mean, like he ain't gonna bush upside the head or something? Or what you talking about?
Oh, he definitely has to have that type of self-control, especially if he doesn't want his mother burying him before his time.
See, oh, you killing people?
Yeah, if you put your hands on me, I would.
What?
That's a red flag. She killing people. That's a red flag.
Self-defense.
let me say this. So I can't really think of red and green flags. I think maybe that's something I need to go back in my prayer closet about, because I'm the type of person that I really give you a good solid 3 months. Like, I feel like people cannot fake who they are for longer than that. You know, some people are like, no, it'll take longer. No, you're going to be able to see morals and values and characteristics of a person. Like, I give you a good solid 3 months. So there may be some things I might like put a pin there. That's what I always say. I'm going to put a pin there, and it may or may not be a red flag, but I'm going to put a pin there and just kind of see how you roll. So I guess I'm not really good with taking red flags and green flags like off top. I'm not good at that, but I will put a pin there. And then if I see it again, then it's a red flag.
Okay.
So you think people can only like they can hide it for just 3 months? You don't think people can actually like fake who they are longer than 3 months? Because I haven't heard
I
some stories.
personally, now the whole everything, you may not see that person's character. Like, you are who you are. There's no way fake. Like, if somebody sneaky conniving, cheating, will put their hands on you, I wholeheartedly believe you're going to see something. You may not be able to identify it, but the next person probably could. Like, think about it. We cannot fake who we are. We can't, especially if you're dealing with somebody consistently for, seeing them daily, talking to them daily. Like, you're going to see their routine and what they're doing. Something going to sit well with you, or things are not going to sit well with you. That's my personal opinion and my experience, and I'm sticking to it. Like, you can't fake it that long. You are who you are.
Angela, I had a cousin. He had a whole different family for years.
She knew, or he knew. I promise you, they knew something.
I mean, he had a whole nother family on the other side of town. He had it for years.
And I bet you he was not consistent in certain things. She, whoever it was, I am sure that person looks back and say, I should have known. So yeah, you can't fake it. Though somebody might overlook, but honestly, you cannot fake it. And I bet you when they look back, they're like, yeah, that makes sense. I put money on it. I will put money on it.
Well, what about the stories of the crime victims who were killed by their mates after 18, 20 years of marriage? Like,
you cannot convince me
but
that
do you
a
think that they
person
thought that person would kill them?
Listen, most people who kill people, most people who murder, they probably only did it once. Like, they're not just doing it. So it is going to be a one-time thing. So you're not going to see, oh, they attempted to murder me. And you hear of the passion crimes to where somebody snapped. I truly believe you saw a level of anger. You saw a level of lack of emotional intelligence. Like, you saw something that should let you know, like, this person probably could be dangerous, or they overreact, or they this, or they that. Like, you saw something. You did.
That's
sorry.
a good green flag, Angela. Emotional intelligence. Someone
That is a good one.
Emotionally intelligent. That's a good green flag.
That is a great one.
Yeah. All right.
That's just my opinion.
All right, Mr. Kevin Samuels, part number 2.
I'm not calling you that, because I don't claim that for you. The blood of Jesus over that. I rebuke that right now.
I'll claim it. That's all good.
But I will say
Every
this,
time I
Kevin,
hear that name, I immediately get disgusted and ugh.
Kevin, he has some good points. He has some good points, though. But the side that you're speaking on, no, Mark, no.
Yes, he has some great points. I rock with Kevin Samuels. I do.
A lot of men. I was surprised. There was a lot of men. A lot of men actually do it. Actually did.
A lot of damaged men. I noticed.
No, we not damaged. He just told his truth. He told his truth, just like your truth and Stephanie's truth and Angela's truth. He told a lot of men's truth. And now if y'all don't want to accept it, that's
was that really a lot of men's truth that he told? Or because the most I see is women taking care of men.
Okay. Hold on. We gonna come back to it. We gonna come back to the. It looks like again, guys, it looks like we finna go to the left, and that's okay. We gonna discuss that. But
we need self-control.
Right. We gonna let him We're gonna let him give us his green flags and red flags. Then we probably, oh God, yeah.
Red flag. If her nail polish is chipped, that's a red flag, because that means she fight. She like to fight.
Oh my
That's
God.
a red flag. If she wearing a ponytail, if the texture of the ponytail don't match the texture of her hair, that means she lazy. She lazy. And what else? Oh, and if she posts all the time pictures of herself on social media, always hyping herself up. Like, one caption I can't stand to see on social media is that, I wasn't looking my best. Still cute though. No, you're not. If you gotta put that disclaimer out there, then you wasn't cute in the picture. Okay, so that right there is like nails on a chalkboard to me. Still cute though. No, you're not. I'm just saying. That's a red flag. She's delusional. She's delusional. That's a red flag.
Beauty
right.
is in the eye of the beholder, sir.
Now, apparently, beauty is in the filters that y'all use. That's what it is. Beauty's in the filter.
Everybody don't use filters.
I don't use filters.
Jericho, I've gone through your Facebook. You've used a couple of them. You don't need to.
Absolutely
you don't need,
not.
You don't
I may
need to,
use
but
an abstract. Most of my pictures are not edited, cropped, or anything. So I come all natural. I embrace my Black femininity and beauty.
I seen that wig you had on. It was nice.
I got one on now. I got.
It was
but
nice. I think that's the same one I saw in that black and white picture. That's the same one.
It might be. I just tied it up in the back.
Get to your green flag, sir.
Right.
Green flag. If she can cook, if she offers to cook, that's a green flag. That you know, if she has a good sense of humor, and if she likes sports, those are some great green flags, man.
So y'all really do like y'all women to like sports,
or have an appreciation for it. I mean, you know, even if you don't understand what's going on, we don't mind you coming and, you know, sitting and watching the game, but just don't turn it into a whole Q&A the whole time. You know, just observe.
Okay, I got you. And bring y'all some food, some snacks and stuff throughout.
Yes, please do. That's the way to my heart right there, through my stomach. I ain't even lie to you.
Yeah, I can imagine that most men do say that. All right, I guess it's on me. So I put the question out there, but I hadn't really thought a lot about it. I will say green flags. I guess I'll start with my green flags first. Someone who, I think somebody else said it, emotional intelligence. That's really big. I think I know men are not like going to be emotional like women, of course, and we don't want no real emotional men crying all the time and, you know, sobbing and all that. But you do need to have you need to be connected some type of way to your, you know, just your emotions and stuff, and be able to kind of understand and sympathize. Like, we don't want you just hard 24/7, like just nothing bothers you, nothing moves you. Like, that's a little scary. Okay, so I would say emotional intelligence. Somebody who does have goals and have some type of vision for his life first, because you can't really have a vision for me or your family or anything, your children, if you don't first have a vision or goal, some type of ambition or drive for your own self. So I think, having some type of drive and ambition to try to, and that's different for everybody. You know, everybody's not trying to be a millionaire, and that's fine. But at least have something that you're trying to obtain that's better and pushing you, you know, higher to the next place or to the next level or whatnot. And then I would say another green flag is dang, I'm like you, Angela, like, okay, I gotta think about this. Another
good experience.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Another good experience.
Another green, 2 green flags about a man. That's ridiculous.
No, that's not true. I'm not talking about that stick out. Being somebody who, like a leader, like protector, you know, willing, like
leadership
not some
qualities. They possess leadership qualities as a green flag.
I would say that, you know, and like I said, it doesn't have to be like you are roar, hear me roar all the time, but just sometimes your presence, your stance, your wisdom, your insight, you know, all of that, you know, encompasses that, I think. So those would be my 3. Red flags, irate, talking crazy, like, you know, just you get mad and you don't really know how to. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna tell the truth on myself and shame the devil. I have been guilty, and I'm learning how to talk. And when I'm in a relationship or whatever, like, you know, being able to harness, I guess, your emotions, because you can get caught up. I'm a very I can be a very excited and emotional, exuberant person. Like, I'm the type of person, like, how I feel, you're gonna know it. And most of the times I'm pretty happy. It's not a lot of stuff that gets under my skin, but for the most part, I'm pretty happy. But it's like things that get on my skin, just knowing how to like approach that conversation or whatever with ease, because emotions get rowdy, and so for me, I think having someone that can help balance that is very important. Somebody who's not like, they run to their emotions or whatever on 10, at the drop of a dime. That just wouldn't be good for me. Somebody who has a level head and can kind of walk through, certain things and know how to talk and stuff. So not being able to do that is a red flag. Another red flag is
you got a church finger up.
Yeah, I'll go, but finish your point though. Go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead. Another red flag is I would say just don't have no drive, ain't trying to work, ain't trying to do nothing, and trying to live off of my coins. That's definitely I can't take care of a man. I can work and build with the man, and if a man has proven, like my husband or something, or has proven himself, that he's a go-getter, he's doing this, and maybe he comes up sick, that's a different story. But he's always shown, like, he's not just no lazy man. He's just not trying to do nothing, and he's trying to just eat off of my dollar or whatever, then that's definitely a red flag for me. And the third I would say is, and I think Jerka alluded to this the last time, is bad hygiene. Because I see a lot of adults and I'm just being real. And I ain't gonna even say that's just a red flag for men. That could be a red flag for women. Like that's a big thing for me. That's a big thing. And I'm not even trying to be funny, but like I am learning, like, and knowing, like, it's a lot of adults don't really just take care of themselves on a personal level. Like literally would get up and don't wash no face. Like literally would get up, don't brush no teeth, no use no Listerine, no mouthwash. Like you get up and the first place you go when you get up is going to your kitchen and cooking some food, baby. Don't cook me nothing. You got iris falling in the food. Like that is a problem to me. I mean, your hygiene and stuff is very important. I think, trying to just, and I'm not saying like, oh, everybody's, but I'm a little OCD on that. Like you need to be getting up, go to the bathroom, clean your face, get the eye boogers out, clean your nose in the morning, get all that crust and that mucus that then built up in your nose, clean your ears, the crevice.
No, did he have the flu? What in the world?
No, just in the mucus. That's how people be going throughout the day with all these boogers in their nose. Okay, you got to clean that in the morning. Get started in the morning. Get up in their brain. Okay, go up, and I'm not talking about with your hands.
This went way to the left. Wow.
With some tissue.
Let me check myself.
I'm just saying because you will be surprised. Like
you need to do a nasal drip in the mornings. What you
need to do something.
Definitely,
and
you need one of them kettles that go up one nostril and come out.
Enough.
Right. Yeah, don't be cooking out breakfast and stuff and you ain't washed your face, you ain't brushed your teeth. Like go in there, clean your mouth out. Bacteria be in the mouth, people. So this is dating one-on-one, okay? This is gonna probably help somebody because if you're trying to meet somebody, but you gotta get that stuff together. Clean your mouth, get that bacteria, get that tongue. You got to that meat and stuff, y'all.
Okay, thank you for that tutorial. I don't want to be disgusted, right?
I've been smart.
Let me find out Stephanie done kissed some old yuck mouth dude out here shouting.
That's what it sounds like.
Clean your mouth and clean your nose.
I feel you, Steph.
That's important. That's important.
You had COVID.
And I got for both men and women. That's like if you're trying to date somebody, whatever, you got. I will say self-care. You gotta be concerned about your own self-care or whatnot, and love yourself enough to have self-care for yourself, so that you know what I'm saying. Like that's all I'm saying. But yeah. Amen.
Another red flag is bald guys, because if their hair don't even want to get it out, then don't nobody else want to.
Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus.
She cut it for you, Mark.
She cut our camera off on that. That's all right.
She
came for my wig.
I
had to come.
Sure did. So that's a good one.
I said I noticed her wig. I said I like the wig.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Now she probably got them set it off braids up under the wig, but it's all right though. I like that.
Lock queen. Thank you.
Oh my God. Like y'all just really gonna go there, like for real. Well, what were you about to say, Mark? It was something you was about to say.
Behind every bald-headed man was some woman who was stressing him out. That's what it is. That's why I have all that.
It's sexy. There's nothing wrong with bald. You know how to rock your bald head and a beard and stuff like that. Ain't nothing wrong with a bald head. Hey, beauty comes in all.
Women, it's some women out there that'll spit shining for you.
She's so crazy. Stephanie, go to your questions.
You know what?
Right, 'cause
Jerica, there's a man out there that was sitting there. We got to be dry clean for you, and he get back and
Not
no
dry
starch,
clean, though.
no starch. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Nuts.
That's
Y'all
right.
are nuts. All right, so okay, it looks like we might be. You was gonna say something earlier, Mark. You had raised your hand. You said, "I'll wait." Did you forget?
No, you were explaining. You said on one hand, you said you wanted a man who is in touch with his emotions and things like that.
Mhm.
But then you came right behind there and was like, I don't want you to be too emotional. I don't want you to do like which one is it?
It's a balance. It's just like a balance with everything. Like you don't want him. You don't want him crying every 5 minutes about everything or whatever. Same way y'all don't want your woman crying every 5 minutes about everything. It's a healthy balance. It's having a healthy balance of just being able to relate and connect. You know when it's time to, and being able to have real conversations, because a lot of times men, when it's time to have a real conversation, they shut down because emotionally they don't know how to make the connection. When it's time to, when their woman approaches them for a serious conversation or something, they don't really, make the connection. And so I think it's important to just be able to be, have a balance of being, you ain't got to always be angry all the time. I think sometimes some men can present where it's like the only emotion they show is anger, and women can be the same way, but you just got to have a healthy balance and know how to be relatable when it comes to certain things.
Does that same rule apply for women too?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm fair in my assessments. Yes, absolutely it does.
And for me, I think emotional intelligence is more so too knowing how to show compassion when compassion is needed, knowing how to be vulnerable when you need to be vulnerable, knowing how to be firm when you need to be firm. That's a part of emotional intelligence too, knowing when to present certain things. So if you see me, I'm upset, then emotional intelligence should kick in and say, okay, let me go into a compassionate mode. Let's see what's wrong. So that's emotional intelligence to me, and not just, looking at me crazy,
If I see you upset, I'm gonna be like, what you mad about now?
You know what? People often say that to me. I don't know why.
Jerica.
See, listen, I'm bringing it out. I'm Kevin Sanders 2.0, baby. I'm
People
bringing
often
it
say
out.
this.
Which one of y'all else? Who else want to confess something? Come on, Anthony. What's your problem? What's your problem? Come on.
Sir, I can help you. I'm sure I can.
Okay, since you brought up Kevin Samuels again, and we were talking about it earlier, and before we go into these questions, I just want to touch it real quick. Help us understand, Mark, what, like, I will say, I think that Kevin Samuels did present a lot of reasonable thoughts, and he was, some of the things he said were right. I think it was his approach of how he bashed Black women in particular, how he bashed us, and how it came off very misogynistic. I think that, like I said, there are some women we do agree with some of the things he said, but it was just how he did it and how he went about approaching it, and just, I feel like there's a way to kind of express things, but you didn't have to bash. And it was always targeted towards specifically Black women. So as a man, what was it about him that you guys really kind of like cleave to or really enjoyed about him? What is it that he expressed that you feel like resonates with a lot of men?
Only Black men, I should say, because it did not resonate with any other group of men but Black men.
Not necessarily. It was some white men that rock with him too. There was some white men that rock with him.
Minuscule amount.
Mom
said, facts on that.
who's Kevin Samuels? So dive into it for us, Mark. Tell us who he was and a little bit about what his thought process.
He's dead, Mom.
Oh
Oh
my
Lord, see ya,
God.
Jericho, you're gonna be the first person on my couch. I swear for Lord you are. When I no
Let me say this. Kevin Samuels, his whole thing, I thought, or I can remember hearing, he was trying to help Black relationships. So he probably was talking to Black women, and only Black men could agree. Because I heard he was for the Black
of
relationships
course.
and was for the Black man, basically, trying to build them up. I guess by
But the
bringing
thing
us down sometimes. But go
That's
ahead.
But
right.
the thing is, with Kevin Samuels, he spoke our truth. And with men, our truth ain't always pretty. It's not something that's gonna be accepted by a lot of different women. See, he spoke our truth, but the problem a lot of women had with it, it wasn't that it wasn't true. Like Stephanie said, it's the way he said it. That don't negate that's how we really feel or that's how we really think. Yeah, we don't want to date a woman that's got a woman that's over 40, got a bunch of different kids by a bunch of different men, ain't really doing a whole lot for herself, but then she still want to walk around like, oh, I'm a female. All I gotta do is just show up. Like she ain't got to bring nothing to the table. Like, no, we don't really want that.
But
You
I
know,
think but I think what he did was, and which is what y'all say we are guilty of doing, he categorized and he made it seem like that's every woman's story, and that's not. And um
those are the women that called in.
He
The
said
women that
women
called.
over 35, you lose your value after 35. Like, who are you to tell me I lose my value? Says the man who needed fundraising to bury himself. Says the man who oil was leaking out of his Mercedes
He
and
did,
he put cardboard under there. So
he
how
didn't
can you
need a he
tell me?
didn't need
As
a fundraiser.
I think it was a hypocrisy because he is talking about high value when he wasn't even high value himself. And this is what got me with Black men: how you can be drawn to a man who's supposed to be you guys' leader, who was absolutely feminine. I mean, if he, to me, I thought he was a gay male, and how men are drawn to him and take his word as the end all be all, when statistically, if we look at what he said, it was absolutely it, not true. Because if we look at the number of Black women that's coming up off of Black men, where is that at? Do you all know that in your experience of any Black woman that has come up off a Black man? Because most Black men, let's be real, don't earn as much as Black women these days. They don't
How do
have
you
the
figure that?
educational value that Black women have these days. They don't have the entrepreneur endeavors that Black women have these days. So if we look at
Jericho,
our
where are you getting
normal
your
day-to-day
facts?
life, huh?
Where are you getting your facts from, sweetie? Or is this just raw emotion
No, it's
based
not
off?
raw emotion. I mean, we can actually Google this, because if we Google this and pull up the stats, Black women are now the number one
that's
entrepreneurs,
true.
the most educated amongst any race.
And
This is
I
actually fact.
personally work with single mothers, and it is a fact that Black single mothers and Black women are higher in obtaining college degrees, like than anybody else. So some of this is actually facts. Okay.
Yeah. Sasha says he mainly talked about high value men, though. It was always the men that are not even considered high value that agreed. So I think
Absolutely, the
Facts.
hypocrisy. The
So true,
hypocrisy.
Sasha. Like he's not even the men that Kevin was talking about. Most of the men that agreed and had so much to say, baby, he wasn't even considering you high value. And if you listen to him, he would tell you, because he told you what a high value man was, and most of them were not even. So
Most of
No,
the
it's
men
hold
that
on,
talked about
let
that
Mark
rep.
no,
let
no.
Mark.
I'm loving this Kevin Samuels bashing session y'all got going on right now.
You're not gonna be
Which
offended, are
which
you?
which huh? Oh, absolutely not, absolutely not.
We're
I
not.
love it because
I, I'm not bashing him. I'm just
I
saying,
love Kevin. I loved Kevin.
yeah, I'm not bashing him, and I'm gonna let you talk because I don't want us to.
I'm glad
I
he's
don't want.
gone. I'll say that.
I don't. I'm not gonna. I'm not. I want us to give you space
It
because
was
you're the only man, so we do want to respect you as being a man. So we want you to be able to share. I'm not. I'm not bashing him, but I feel like it was basically he did the opposite. He did the very same thing that a lot of men say we do to y'all. He was bashing a lot of women and saying things that's not true about a lot of women. You have a lot of driven women. You have a lot of women who are trying to inspire and push themselves. And like when you talk about the majority of women trying to make it and things like that, I mean, you have a lot of women that are trying to push themselves to be better for themselves, for them, for their children, rather than a lot of women that's just sitting back not doing anything. Like in your own personal life, how many women can you honestly say that you see more women who are trying to do something and push themselves rather than women that are not? And I guess that depends on what you consider, you know, drive and ambition and what you're doing with your life. I guess that's you know, subjective to how you view it. But
In all honesty, Kevin Samuels, when he would talk about the women like that, he was referring to the high value men. He would tell those women, go get a man on your level. Like he's saying a high value man making over six figures in a year, or making, you know, have certain things going for himself. He does not want this specific woman because he has options. And honestly, I believe the man is telling the truth. I'm a single mother. I have 3 kids, 3 dads. Y'all know I tell my story. I know there's plenty of men who wouldn't go for me, but I know how bad I am, and I know there are several that will, and the ones that I want will. I get what I want, baby. So I'm not worried about that. So
Will they
he's
get
telling
with
the
you, or
truth.
do they want to smash?
It's some of both. I've experienced both. Absolutely. Men definitely want to smash. But I have been semi proposed to once, but I know men take me serious.
What is
Absolutely.
semi-proposed?
Hey, I'm about to get in this relationship. I really want to try with you. I want to be married. I mean, are you sure you don't want to try this again? No, sir, I don't. I'm positive. Go get married over there.
Well, as a single man who does not have any children, a man who works, who is in his career, a man who's doing well for himself, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I'm probably not going to look at a woman who has 3 kids, regardless of how many fathers there are. But the thing is, when you get with this woman, and like I said, a lot of times some of them be struggling. I don't want to inherit that. I don't want to adopt that. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I signed up for. And it's like, yeah, I don't want to have to help you do nothing with your kids. Them your kids, you had them. I'm the type of person, I ain't had no kids because I knew I wasn't ready for them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I went out there and I did my dirt, and I did what I was big and bad enough to do, but I wasn't reckless. And I'm not saying you're reckless for having children, but I don't have kids because I understand I'm not in a position to bring children into this world. But it seems like there are a lot of individuals, men and women, who don't grasp that concept. And you got women out here who would just have babies with this dude and this dude and this dude. And it's like, and then before you know it, now it's an issue, now it's a problem. And it's like, you could have prevented that. You don't have to be in you didn't have to be in that space. And that's just real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to take on that responsibility. That's not what I signed up for.
Mhm.
Right.
and
And
I'm just
I
being
think
honest.
when it comes to everybody has that option of, and that just goes back
Yeah,
to what's your preference or not your preference. I think what
and
Kevin
that's
Samuel was
fine.
placing as high value
Yeah.
or not, that put people try to tear down women's self-esteem, as if we all know men out here who have nothing to their name, um, black men in particular, because we're black, so we're talking about black men. We know a lot of black men out here who have really nothing to offer. Like most of the people that follow Kevin, the men that followed Kevin Samuels, they had nothing to offer. But these are the same men who have no problem saying they want a light skin to mix or white woman. She has to have curly, long or straight hair. She has to have no bad credit. She has to have excellent credit. Um, a degree. She has to look like a video vixen. She has to have no children, no issues, no problems. She has to wake up in the morning looking like she just rolled out of a magazine shoot. These are the same men who want all these characteristics. And if we be honest, if you be honest, you know male friends or acquaintances of yours who don't have as much as they want in a woman themselves. So it's like everybody has their own preference. But when a black woman says that I want this type of man, oh, you're not good enough for that. But a black man who has multiple baby mamas, who doesn't have good credit, maybe working at a warehouse job as a forklift operator, and may have a little Mustang at the most, he can want the baddest woman on the block, and nobody would say you're wrong for that. Nobody would say you're reaching too high, or you're not a high value man enough to get a woman like that. And these are the same men who would get women in high positions and bring their life down. So you can't, a high value person can earn over $100,000 and be a horrible person. A person can earn $30,000 and be the best thing smoking because they support you. They're, you know what I'm saying? They're kind, they're compassionate, they're God-fearing. Like, so the high value term to me just got me, because nobody can tell me what I can have. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't believe in Christ.
So wait a minute. So can't nobody tell you what you can have, but you can tell a man what he ain't supposed
Absolutely.
to have.
That's what I just said. Nobody tells a man that he can't have a certain woman. Nobody tells a man that.
Here's the issue I'm having. So you got a problem with the man that ain't got nothing going for himself, but he want the baddest woman. And 9.5 times out of 10, it's purely physical. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's purely physical. Like she look good or whatever. But here it is. You can have a woman who don't even have a GED, got 4 or 5 children by 2 or 3 different men, probably live in the project somewhere, probably ain't got no car, probably works, I ain't gonna say a dead-end job, but probably works a menial job. And she's walking around here feeling like she deserves a man who makes 6 figures. She deserves a man that's gonna put her up on a pedestal. Or she deserves a man. No, hold on. But there's women that's walking around here that feel like they are some kind of prize, but you got all these other stuff going on. And that's what Kevin Samuels trying to say.
Don't we all?
Humble yourself. Kevin Samuels is saying humble yourself.
But that goes on both sides, though. You have men in
it
position.
But men, we ain't been feeling like this the whole time. There are women for years have been feeling like, regardless of what I got going on, regardless of what I may or may not have, I still deserve a good man. I deserve that good dude that's got this and got that, simply because she's a woman.
That's not true.
That is true. It's women. Women used to call in. They would call in. He would ask them. He'll say, "Okay, how old are you? I'm 45. How many kids you got? I got 4. Have you married? No, I've been divorced twice. Where you working at? Well, I work at the bank. You know, I'm a bank teller, whatever. Da da da. He was like, and you want a man that do what? I want a man that makes 6 figures. Girl, get off my phone. Get out of here.
But you can say that she cannot get up because it's saying you have
again. He's speaking our truth. That's the problem. Like what I'm telling you. So
you ran into women like that?
Yes.
That wanted to date you.
Yeah, want to date me, but they got a starting 5 with a 6 coming off the bench over there.
Yeah. Okay. But I think this is a thing. I think that what you're saying, yes, it is relative and it is true that there are men who encounter women like that. But I think it's really just, it goes both ways because you have men.
It goes both ways.
I was on a dating site. This guy, this was just recent within the last few weeks. And I don't know if I shared this the last time. This guy, he was talking good. He was a minister. He was talking like, you know, hey, whoop whoop whoop, talking all good, saying all the right things. Then when it started getting down to the nitty gritty about like he was like, man, he was like, you sound like a great woman. You know, he looked me up he asked me, do I do stuff in ministry? I told him, and he looked me up. Then this man starts telling me, he was like, we want to go out on a date or whatever. He was like, do you think going out to church or whatever is a date? Which that's a topic for another time. I told him, I said, well, I don't mind that. I said, because I get to see, because to me, dating is about collecting data. I get to see who you are in church, how you worship. So some people say, no, that's not a date. But hey, no. I digress. But he was like, okay, after church, he said, we go out to eat, blah, blah, blah. Then this is when everything hit the fan. He was like, well, I just want to go ahead and put this out here. After we did talk for a couple of days, whatever, I don't have no car. And so I was, trying to see how we could set this up or whatever. And I don't eat that much and da da da. And I'm like, bro, are you serious? So the same thing you saying about what Kevin Samuels said about this man approaching me, and I'm not, I own my home, thank God, by the grace of God. I'm doing okay. I'm like they say, I'm doing things and trying to establish myself and all that type of stuff. But this man, and then got mad because he said, will this be a problem? And I said, well, to be honest, I understand things happen because he had been divorced. He said he had been divorced and everything. And he say he left everything to the wife. But he said his license, that's another thing. His license was suspended. But why your license suspended? Because you probably owe child support that you ain't paying that and revoke your license and stuff. You didn't left everything to her, and so her life and the kids' life can be good, but you over here struggling somewhere. Like, and I said, sir, I said, I'm not trying to, make light of what you got going on. I understand we all go through things and stuff, but honestly, I don't want anyone that's not, at least coming with what I'm coming with, at least, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the basic. And I wasn't asking him, oh, you need to be making 6 figures, because I'm not that type of woman. I'm not looking for a man, because for one, I'm not money hungry like that. Do everybody want somebody that, yes, you can add something to my life, but I'm not a woman who would get with a man just because you got money. Because I've been approached with men who had money, but their personality was jacked, and I refuse to get with a man who has money or a millionaire or got 6 figures and doing well on paper, but you're gonna treat me like trash. Oh no, I'd rather struggle over here and do what I got to do for myself before I get with a man who gonna talk to me crazy and feel like I'm beneath him. No. That's not happening over here. So it's not about money for every woman. It's, to me, I think we have to really, what is high value? Because you got money, that makes you high value. But what about the quality, the character of the quality of your character and who you are to people and all that type of stuff?
Apparently that don't mean much neither, because first of all, you just said the dude who didn't have a car, you spoke well of him. He did all these things, but
that was just initial. I don't know him like that.
But I'm just saying, you spoke well of him. He was like, just from your perspective, he seemed like a nice guy. He spoke well. He did all these things, but your red flag or your deal breaker, he didn't have a car. Then you go over here, you say, I'm not money hungry, but you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna, I don't care how much money you got. You ain't gonna talk to me any kind of way or treat me any kind of way. I'm gonna tell you like this: God don't give with both hands, sweetie. You may have to pick one.
No, I think that for one, like I said, he started
out. Give me the desires of my heart. He
started up. I had a few conversations with him, so I never seen the man in person, so I don't know. Maybe I should have corrected what I said in regards to how he was. We had a few conversations. The conversation started off well, but I don't know him. I never met him. So anybody can present anything with a few little lines or whatever through a text. So, but my thing of it is, if you are getting your license revoked and all that type of stuff, whatever, that also speaks to your character. My thing of it is, you talk about his character. You wouldn't be on. Why would you be on a dating app until you? I said you ain't got to have 6 figures, but I did say at least have the basics. And this man is somebody, he don't have a. So if you ain't got no car, so more like if you ain't got no job and all that type of stuff, but yet still you doing all of this and you saying, and then the thing of it is, he said, well, I'm sorry that it has to, something good has to end to my son. Sometimes you have to grow people with love. Like, how am I supposed to grow a grown man?
Well, you can do that. I mean, you can do that. It's you're pouring into him. He's pouring into you. You can do that.
What is he gonna pour
into you when he doesn't have anything?
What? Like a car? Because he ain't got a car?
If you don't have a car, you don't have a license, then how are you getting back and forth to work?
Right. This goes back to what
a lot of good dudes on public transportation.
Would you get with a woman? You just said earlier, would you get with a woman who you just said living in the hood, got 5 kids,
Yes. I've been there, yes. I've been there.
But you just talked, but you don't want that.
Now I don't want to marry that. No, I don't want to do. But I done kicked it with a girl who got a bunch of kids.
We're not talking about kicking it, sir. We're not talking about kicking it. We're not talking about kicking it.
I done spent
time. And this goes back to what I said earlier. If you do not have basic necessities, you don't need to date, man or woman. Worry about yourself, because as a man or woman, it's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you time. You do not have time or money if you do not have basic necessities, man or woman. Let's not date. Let's not date. You don't have time or money.
Nicole said humbly
in the situation. I'm sorry, go ahead, Steph.
No, you good, you good. Nicole said, humbly speaking, we deserve the best of everything. Absolutely. Now knowing how to keep it is a conversation.
See what I'm talking about?
We deserve the best of everything.
Why?
Absolutely. This see what it's saying? Men don't entertain women that need to be built up. So why do we do the same for men? Absolutely. If we be honest, every woman here, and you included, know women who have allowed men to stay with them, who have allowed men to use that. I mean, it's literally a running joke in the black community about black men borrowing your car while dropping you off at work.
Like,
and there's
like
people
women,
like this is literally a running joke because it occurs so much. But we want to sit here and act like that is more normal for a black man to build up a black woman when we know the means of the black men packing their clothes up in trash bags being put out of the woman's house. Like this is a running joke in our community, but we act like it's the other way around when it's not.
We do build y'all up. Let me tell you why. I looked at now here's the thing. Michelle Obama is married to Barack Obama, right? Barack Obama became the president. If Michelle Obama had a GED, and let's say strip away all them degrees, all her accolades, if she had a GED, guess what? People would still consider her successful. Why? Because of who she's married to. Now, the inverse of that, everybody saw the Super Bowl show with Rihanna, right? Rihanna got billions of dollars. And she's with this dude, A$AP Rocky. Nobody looks at A$AP Rocky and say, oh, he's successful because he's with Rihanna. No, they just say that's Rihanna and that's her dude. That's it. But if y'all marry a successful dude, automatically it makes y'all successful and not the other way around.
So what happened with Wendy Williams' husband? What happened with Mary J. Blige's husband? What happened with most of the,
the women? They left. They got up out of there. They left.
They were built up by their women. Wendy Williams' husband was Kevin Hunt. Nobody knew he was successful because of Wendy Williams.
No. Listen, that boy, Mary J. Blige's husband, he was already established when they met. As a matter of fact, he was the one that built her up, put her in therapy, got her good, got her head on straight, or whatever. I read the story. You know,
he got her head on straight just to destroy it with cheating and taking her money.
Toxicity.
But what about
what's wrong with a man getting alimony? What's wrong with that? If y'all ain't on your job, if you're not being a good wife, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and we get divorced, why all of a sudden I got to give half my stuff to you? How come it can't be the other way around? And that's another thing, and we can talk about this too, Stephanie. That's another thing that I'm leery about.
Black men don't have the level of wealth to split anything. We cannot split an apartment and a Mustang, sir. Like this is what most black men don't have. Look at the home ownership rate of the black man. Single black men, look at their home ownership rate. What are we going to split? We're talking about a very few men who are six-figure owners. Most of us in our community earn less than $100,000. Let's just be real. Most of us do. So we're acting like the most black women have to choose from these very high earning, well-established black men. We don't have those pickings. Where are those pickings at? Because I'm trying, unless they're fresh out of college, I don't see those pickings. I don't see those pickings anywhere.
They were white
anywhere.
women.
And the ones that they have horrible character. They don't believe in God. They're idol worshipers. They're into witchcraft. I mean, all kinds of things that they have going on. Where are the Christian, high value, high earning, high moral character black men? Because I just do not see it.
This is
to your point.
Good points, Jerica.
No, to your point, Jerica, you're talking about where the Lord can give me the desires of my heart. Well, sometimes if your desires are too ridiculous, if your desires are too say
where does that say in the Bible that you cannot get ridiculous desires?
Y'all. Okay, let me say this because I feel like it's a preference thing at the end of the day, and everybody's entitled. Like I have no problem with a man not wanting me. I don't care. So a man should have no problem with a certain woman not wanting him. Like it's literally a preference thing. But when you talk about I want this and I want that, come on, we're talking about kingdom relationships, godly relationships, the ones that God put us with. At the end of the day, I don't think we need to be looking for anybody above where you're at. Like expect to grow. I'm looking at ambition. If you have ambition and goals and you're actually walking in that thing, baby, we can go to the highest of the high of everything. Okay. As long as you got that ambition, as long as you got that in you, you're good. So you don't have to look for, I need you to make this, I need you to make that, man or woman. Like grow. If you don't have to shut up, if you don't have to shut up.
Hold on, I want to say this. Thank you, Tay. Please make sure y'all like the video, please. I think this is an interesting conversation, and we haven't got to the topics yet, and we might not get to those tonight.
Horrible.
We sorry.
I
We
quit.
sorry.
And Michelle Obama, this is another situation. You talk about she's successful because she's married to. This is another situation of a black woman building up a black man because he would not be who he is. She had already graduated. He was under her tutelage. So
no. I get what I'm saying is, had she if he when he become president, if she has nothing, if she has no letters behind her name, like I said, she got a GED, she ain't got none of the accolades she got, and she married that boy, she would still be considered successful. That's the situation. Nobody considers ASAP Rocky successful because he's with Rihanna.
Let's talk about Juju and Junebug. Okay, let's talk about Stephanie and Isaac. Okay, let's not talk about these celebrities. Let's talk about everyday people. Let's talk about that. That's what we need to be talking about.
And most women view marriage as some sort of trophy. Y'all do, like, that's the end all be all for y'all. I want to get married.
If we're honest, if I was not saved, I would not be worried about marriage right now. I will be doing what I want to do, and the marriage will happen if it happens. But I love the Lord, and I want to be in good standings with Him. So I got to be married for certain things.
When you got to be married to be in good standing with God.
Well, certain things. If it wasn't for that, baby, I wouldn't care.
Well, that falls under temperance and self-control. So,
I don't want to have self-control in that area.
I mean, I feel you, and I said the same thing. Being a Christian believer and knowing, for those, who may be watching, everybody may not be a Christian, and that's okay. We want to have the conversation with everybody. Being a Christian, we believe that, you should wait to marriage and things of that sort. And so what, Jerry?
Hey, you know what, Stephanie? I'm gonna tell you something else too. Now, y'all may not like this, but it's a truth for a lot of men. It's a truth for a lot of men. You find a woman, or you come across a woman, she got all these kids, and she was probably out there busting it wide open, but then she want to find religion when she get with you. Or now all of a sudden it's like, nah, I ain't about that. I'm chilling. And I heard Kevin Samuels say to a woman, he was like, how come now all of a sudden, now that you done got all, you done did what you done did, now all of a sudden now you want to be high quality and things like that. Why now?
And Kevin Samuels actually came out his mouth to a virgin who said that she was saving herself for marriage. Yes. He came out of his mouth and told her, why wasn't she busting it open? So how are you talking out of two sides of your neck? This man was, I believe, a warlock. He was taken out, and I'm because he pushed the wrong agenda. No other race. Do you see white men?
It should be a lot of folks dying then.
It will be, but do you see white men on a major platform, dissing white women, putting them down, saying that they're less than high value, they're over 30? Do you see white women on a platform? Do you see Asian men? So it's like these people rise because they're pushing a certain agenda. So of course they're going to push the agenda on the black community because this is the race that you don't want to marry. You don't want to build strong families because you want to keep this race down. So, of course, he was promoted when he was bashing black women because it gives these low-level black men a hoorah from a gay black male. He wasn't even playing on y'all
How do you know he was gay?
Yeah, we can't put out things. You can't put out things and say
allegations, and you don't have any evidence.
Yeah, you can't do
know
that.
He was a high value man. You don't have no evidence of that either.
We ain't got no evidence of a lot of these women being high value women. Like I said, I'm tired of the narrative that women just deserve the very best top tier just simply because.
But Mark, you deserve it too, Mark. Men do too. Exactly. So when I say I deserve it, so does the man. It goes both ways.
I told a few women, I said, listen, I mean you no good. I've said that to women. I mean, you no good. I'm just
You
being
one in
whatever
a
you.
few. Every man not gonna say that. They will ride the wave and they will utilize and use up a good woman. And I think Angela made a good point, and I think this is the thing that we've got to come to, and as a community, we've got to. I think it's a tit for tat. Women think this, men think, and when you really sit down and think about
And
it,
it's horrible.
doing the same thing, because the same thing that you're saying that he said, or things that he said about how women feel, we think we deserve a high value man, XYZ. Men think the same thing. We all have encountered men that think the same thing, and they don't be having anything of substance either. And I also think that we've got to understand and define what high value means, because I think we keep bringing it back, and not just us at this platform, but a lot of people, we bringing it back to just money. Like, money does not necessarily make you a high value person. That's not the only thing that you should look at that makes a person a high value person. Like, what about
crazy?
Yeah, what about the character of the person? What about, just other things? It's not just about how much money you make. And I think, and your title and things of that nature, we equate all of those things to you being high value. And you have a lot of people who have those things and are jerks, that are narcissistic, that are psycho, all of these things. And that goes for not just men, that goes for women too. And it was something else that you brought up or whatever. I wish I could have caught it or whatever. Something else that you have brought up, Mark. A point that you made that I want to bring out. But anyways, I just think that we've got to really kind of hope, and that's what this platform is about. We're not going to agree about everything, and it's okay, but I think it opens up the conversation for us to understand how we think. And when you really hear us, we're all saying the same thing.
Right. But let me ask y'all a question, and this question is for all three of y'all. Let's say whatever your criteria of a good man, let's say you meet that guy. Let's say he's 6'2". He's in good shape. He's a good dude. He volunteers in the community, give blood, all this good stuff, right? And he's very handsome. He has all these accolades, but let's say he's unemployed. Do you date him?
It depends.
That type of man wouldn't be unemployed.
No, just a lot of men that's like that, that's unemployed. Shoot, I was one up at one point. But anyway,
look, it depends. This, you know what? And I say this because, and I know some people will say, I think you have to. I think what we do a lot of times too is we narrow everything into this one smorgasbord of situations, and we measure every situation by just the same category or the same rules. And I think that's wrong. I think that, yes, in a lot of cases, things are case by case. Now, yes, you do have certain things where it's like, okay, if it's just black and white, it's just black and white. But there are certain things you have to really just factor in and see. And I know, especially for people, I'm over 35. I'm up there.
Barely. Come on.
No.
You ain't even 40 yet.
You can be unemployed and got money and still making moves. You can just be in a little situation. So I'm gonna look at the picture.
Let me just say this.
Okay.
Let me just say this. I think that if a man it depends on his drive, and it depends on what your history has shown. If you is just in a tight situation right now, but we meet each other, but you're not like trying to go full throttle into it, but you're like, you let me know what your situation is, and I can see your track record. You have established stuff. You do have things in place. You're not just like bumming or nothing. You just probably ran into a situation where you got laid off or something like that. I can't say that I would but you're a good dude and you show good quality. I can't honestly say that I would just write a dude off like that. Some women would say, no, you can't get none of my time. Maybe we can be friends right now and just see how things go. But I wouldn't say like a good dude. I honestly wouldn't, because I ain't gonna say as hard as it is for good dudes to come by, I would not just automatically write a man like that off. I just got to see his track record, and I got to see what he's already established. Because there are situations. I look at Bishop T.D. Jakes, who, when he met his wife, he didn't have a lot. He had a vision, but because you can't just get with somebody only off of potential. They have to show you something that they have done that's proven that, okay, I'm not just talking this, I'm really about my business. Like, I'm in a tight right now, because women, we find ourselves in situations like that as well at times. So I won't say that I would just write a man completely off because of a situation. I got to see the whole picture.
I wouldn't either. It will be definitely case by case. And like you say, I will have to see his history And we can go from there. That goes back to what I said in the first
Y'all,
podcast.
you're not going to see nobody's history just meeting him. You're not going to see history, but I guess you can ask questions.
Well, you can
And
see
you
if
have to trust that he's telling the truth.
you can see if he has his own. I'm not gonna say house, but you can see if he have his own place or a car.
Yeah.
Like still
There
maintain.
was, I met a girl a little while ago, some years ago. She was real nice. I think we went to school together. Super nice girl, pretty, beautiful. But this girl did not have a job. She stayed with her mama. I think she had one child or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have a whole lot going for her. But if I would have like taken the opportunity, I would have dated her because she's a nice girl. I didn't look at, oh, she ain't got a job right now. I didn't look at she ain't got a car right now. She ain't got all that. For men, we just look at, is she a nice girl, regardless of what amenities she may or may not have.
All men don't look at it like that. Some men.
Not
But you
all.
just said you wouldn't date a girl that has 3 children. You said
I
that.
wouldn't.
Okay,
I
then
wouldn't.
so.
Now,
there
I
you
mean,
go.
at this, in this season in my life, no, I'm not dating a woman who's got a bunch of kids. You know, not saying that's
And
bad,
Mark, you
because
do not have children. I wouldn't date a man like you. You deserve to be able to start that thing on your own. You waited this long. Like, that's how I feel. That's why I say it doesn't matter to me. When you're securing yourself, all this that we're talking about, what high value, who gonna like me, who not, like, you don't give a dang. Like, you really don't care, because you know that there's somebody out there for you.
Right.
I had a man who had no children and was trying to take me serious. And I told him, I said, are you like, you don't have kids? How your mama and daddy probably gonna be mad. Like, no.
I had a girl tell me that. I had a girl do me like that. The girl, she was like, she asked me, do you want kids? And I was like, yeah, I would love to have a child of my own. She was like, well, let me just go ahead and put an end to this now, because I'm telling you now, I ain't having no more children. I think she had like 4.
I want to read this one. I think this is from Mr. Butler. It says, that's true. I didn't know how much my wife made when I married her, because it didn't matter to me. Her attitude was everything.
Thank you.
That's a few.
Right. That's a few
men.
Why we always got to put a qualifier on the Jericho? Why is that? You proved my man backed up my point, and then here comes Jericho talking about that's just a few. That's just a few. It's always a qualifier.
Because it's the truth, just like you said. What Kevin Samuels said, it made it general, but it's the truth. That's a few men, because we just talked about the men who have, like the men that Kevin Samuels talk about, have a list of do's and don'ts that they want in a woman. Like, this is what we just got through talking about.
Y'all, what's wrong with having a list? Like,
right, and that's my thing. Like, it doesn't. Who is any one person to tell somebody what they should not want? You cannot tell. Now, whether they get it or not, that's on them. But you cannot tell anybody what they should not want, what they shouldn't go after. Because if we would look at it, like I said, it's only really in our community. I have heard of white men marrying that were movie producers marrying a waitress. And bring, you know what I'm saying? And this happens all the time. In other cultures, they don't look, like you said, the woman, she was living with her parents, she didn't have much going on. In other cultures, that's normal. Like, the man marries them from their parents' house. So I think it's a cultural thing as well. And I think too, is with more so black men, black women, we have this competition with us. It's like a power struggle between black men and black women. So it's like, it's always this tit for tat. It's always, why can't we get together? Because if we want this, if we're saying we want the same things, if black men are saying they want all these great qualities in a woman, and black women are saying they want all these great qualities, then why is it such a struggle for us to get together? Because somebody must be lying somewhere. Somebody doesn't have all the qualities that they claim to have.
It's a bunch of scorn and hurt people. It's a bunch of scorn and hurt folks.
Right. I'm gonna tell you like this though, from my experience. A lot of women who we would deem successful, who have a lot of accolades, who do all this, they come with the most baggage, which is why these dudes, they come with the most baggage, they come with the most problems, and they come with the most isms and schisms.
Make your mind up.
Right.
It's the truth. It's the truth. It is the truth. A lot of them do.
You doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing now, Mark, that you say women do. Now, you just said, like you told me earlier, you just said you don't want no woman from the project. They got all the baby daddies that ain't got nothing.
I didn't say. I said I don't want a bunch of kids. I said I don't want to adopt a bunch of kids. But what I'm saying is, a man, like a lot of that stuff doesn't matter to us. It doesn't matter where you live. It don't matter. If we like you, we like you.
I've heard that, and Kevin Samuels even said that a man with money don't care about your money. And I have heard that. They don't care about your money. All this money stuff is really coming from broke, poverty mindset set people, I believe.
Saying that a high value man needs to get with a high value woman. Then I mean,
he has more on the list. It's more than money to him. It's more than money to him.
I think you're putting a number on it. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like you're putting a number on what high value should be. But then values are, you know, your morals, your mindset, things like that. How you was raised. And
that's not what you were saying earlier. That's not
what you were saying earlier.
That is what I was saying. That's what Kevin Samuels was saying. But what I'm saying, but when we think high value, you think for men, when we think high value,
Kevin Samuels didn't care nothing about morals. If he took a virgin to go have sex with a man that took out to dinner. He cared nothing. When he talked about high value, he was specifically talking about earning potential. So he's saying that a woman that does not have as much earning power, or her if she don't have a lot of earning power, then she had to be very physically attractive, very feminine, and young, under 35, in order to get a high value man. If you were over that, then you need to have high earning power, no baby daddies, no drama associated with you whatsoever. That's what his whole platform was built on, because we can't say that this man was talking about morals if he's telling a virgin to go sleep with a man just because he took her out for a steak. Yeah. So you can't say that you want a high value woman, but then say they come with baggage, but then say you don't want a lower earning potential woman because they come with baggage and baby daddies and kids. So it's like, what is it?
What I said is I don't want to adopt all of those different things going on. She got a bunch of kids and she got all this. In this season in my life, I don't feel like dealing with her children. I don't feel like dealing with all that. And I don't feel like dealing with everything that come with it. I've been there, done that. And what I'm saying, but I'm also saying that if I like you, I'm rocking with you. Period.
So you're
what you got going on.
So you're not saying, are you saying now, and we put you on the spot, so you're not saying, because you just said that women that got stuff, whatever, they come with a lot of isms and schisms, which I don't think, like I said, I think is you can't make a whole assumption or a whole you can't put something on the majority. Few people that say
doing that.
Yeah, but you've been doing it too. But okay, so you're not saying that you wouldn't date a woman from the project.
Yeah.
So you would date
play this.
I'm not saying I wouldn't date a woman with kids. I'm not saying I wouldn't date a woman who comes from the projects. I would date whoever if I like you. I'm saying in this particular season in my life, I'm 43 years old, and I just don't feel like taking on a whole family or taking on whatever obligations or responsibilities or issues that come with that. I'm just not on that tip right now. Now, can my mind change? Absolutely. If I meet a girl and she got preference.
I'm saying it's all preference and it's okay. Stephanie, you got any questions? Do you want to tap into a question?
I don't think we're gonna get to it tonight because we're over an hour. We do this every time. Janae said buying food definitely doesn't equal getting some yams.
Absolutely, but this is what that man taught.
What was it?
She said buying food definitely doesn't equal getting some yams.
Depends on who you talking to.
You can't be serious right now.
He's that serious. This is how most men think. They think if they take you out for a dinner that's more than $100, that they are automatically entitled to sex. This is how men think.
But then you'll say you don't want a woman that's been run through. So if she go out on a date with 50 men who bought her dinner, she's supposed to screw every man that bought her dinner. But then you're not gonna want her because you're gonna say she been run through.
But here's the thing.
These people don't know what they want, really. Like my conclusion,
that's what
you don't know what you want.
The same way a woman feels about her body, that's the same way a man feels about his money. Okay, that's where you get the whole I just spent $100 or I just spent $200 for this, that, and the third. and then you walk away empty-handed. A lot of guys feel that way. The way y'all feel about y'all's bodies is the way we feel about our money.
Okay, we're gonna get back to that. Let me see what Carson, he said. The CB says the standards Kevin set for high value women was feminine, beautiful, and inspirational. Nothing to do with being a virgin or having sex with a man.
I don't get that.
I don't know about that.
I don't know what standards Kevin set besides to not have children, to earn a lot of money, to have a bad shape, and to pretty much, I don't know what Kevin stood for because he was so all over the place. Like I said, I believe he was a warlock. They got into place.
A warlock, really?
Absolutely. He got into place to push an agenda. And when they called, his time was to go. And thank God that's not
him empowering men. That's witchcraft?
No, I don't think they
how
was
empower. How did he empower men?
Let me read this. What? Shaking my head. I had a man.
Did Kevin Samuels cause more men to start college? Did Kevin Samuels podcast inspire more men to earn more? Give me the testimonials of the men who said Kevin Samuels pushed me and I went back to college and earned more money so I can be considered a high value man. Show me those men. I'm looking for
that wasn't his platform. He did what he was supposed to do.
His platform was interpersonal relationships.
Okay, let's see what Janae said. Janae said, what? Shaking my head. I had a man try me like that. Hold on. I had a man try me like that, bought me a catfish dinner with fries and thought we were about to get busy. No, sir.
Where did he get it from, though? Where did he get the catfish from? Did he get it from Yassine's? Did he get it from Captain D's? Or did he take her to, like, the Atlanta Fish Market?
Okay.
What does it matter? Because either one of them I can afford myself. So if we have any issues, I can pull out my card and pay for my own meal and order anything I want on the thing. So that, no.
Jerry, could you go Dutch on all your dates, okay? Do that.
No, I absolutely don't. I don't. And I'm not going to go on a date with somebody who tells me that I got to pay 50-50. If you come out your mouth and say, because I'm a woman, and I deserve if a man wants my time.
See what I'm saying?
You're right. And because, but my thing is this: if men don't want to be in the company of women, who do you want to be in the company of other men? I mean, that's
we don't want to be in your company.
Down to. Men complain about women so much that you would think they don't even want a vagina. They want
it shouldn't cost me $200 to be in your presence all the time.
Nobody says that. Nobody
says that. You don't have to spend, but money doesn't.
That's the biggest lie I've ever heard. That's the biggest lie.
It's not true.
Listen.
She said rock crab on 138. She said rock crab on 138.
And they got good food.
They do.
And the entertainment.
See, I'm going to Big Daddy's on Old National. You know what I'm saying?
I like Big Daddy.
Hey, I like Big Daddy.
But Mark, that's not true. That's not true that every man, I personally am not a female. Like, that's what I'm saying. I think we all be thinking that every person is the same. We generalize everybody in this one category because I personally know me and my friends, we're not like that. Like a lot of us, I do know there are women that will not get with a man. I'm not like that. I ain't saying a man got to spend $200 on me every single time. But I think that if you value me enough, eventually, I ain't saying you got to do it every time. But at some point, you should be showing me that you care because I'm going to do the same thing for you. I think that a lot of times, and we got to be realistic. The man is supposed to be the head. Man is supposed to lead the way. And I think that, we can reciprocate that. I think it's supposed to be about we all trying to build each other and help. Like if you're in a relationship, it shouldn't be me against you. What you gonna do for me first? I think, I ain't gonna say that. I think initially a man should show. Yes, a man should show, and then a woman can reciprocate that. A man can.
In other cultures, they have to pay a dowry to marry a woman, but over here they just expect us as Black women to accept the bare minimum, spread our coochie all over the place.
Did she say you thought it was $14.99 coochie?
She did.
Lord have mercy, Jesus. Listen, $14.99 coochie might not be that bad. I'm just saying. I don't know. I mean, I mean it.
I think most men, especially black men, they need to just be real with themselves. Don't even try to get in a relationship with no woman, because that's really not what most of them want nowadays. Y'all just need to keep $40 to pay a prostitute to get y'all rocks off and call it a day, because you really don't want to be in a relationship. You really just want somebody to get your rocks off with. You don't want anybody that would challenge you. You don't want anybody to have to conversate with you. You don't want anybody to have to make you be better. You don't want anybody you have to spend money on. You don't really want a woman. So it's just like, just keep $40.
Why do you keep making these allegations if a man don't cooperate in one area? Oh, he gay. Like what?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm even if he's not gay, then pay a prostitute, because if you don't really want a relationship. Most men just want somebody to get their rocks off with. They don't really, because relationships take work, and they take coming together, and it takes building together, and it takes compromise. Most men don't want to do that. They want what they want, and it is what it is. And women, we're trying to struggle and plead and get black men to see our point of view. And at this point, I'm over it, because black men are not going to see our point of view. It's really only in our race. So we have to look at, we can't.
I won't say how only do you figure that? That's not true. That's
it's not only in our race. It's just
when I say when it comes to our rate of marriage, when it comes to our rate of children being born out of wedlock, when it comes to our rate, our economic rate as people. Like this, it goes hand in hand. And when you look at I tell my sister all the time, I take my children, we go places, we travel. Every time, because most of the places that we go to, it's a lot of, and in just traveling in general, you'll see more Caucasian than you see black people, especially depending on where you go. I have yet to go and not see a ring on white women, Asian women's finger, like they come as a family. But the black people I see are usually unmarried. They don't have anything on their hand. They're themselves with the children. Like, this is when I say it's mostly in our community. I'm saying in those regards, they don't have those issues. When you even listen to their music, I listen to all genres of music, and I love country music. When you listen to country music, it's all about loving the woman. And I'm not one of the songs I like is "Dirt on My Boots," and it's saying that I'm lucky that I get to be with this woman. Like I got a prize. But when you listen to black men in our music, it's this hold that, hold this.
Excuse me, ma'am. What about your Cardi B's and your Megan Thee Stallions and your Glorrillas and your city girls and all that? They sound worse than the men. They the ones telling women break up with this dude, sleep with this dude, and
why is that?
And not only that, sleep with him and take his money, rob him.
But why do you have a bunch of women? But you're addressing that, but you're not addressing the root cause. Anything you got, because anything you want to get to the root cause of, you have to ask why at least 5 times. This is what they teach you.
You're not asking why for the men. You just said, well, the man say this, the man say that. I'm like, I just named you 4 different women who promote that type of stuff.
Though? Because it's been years. It's been hip hop. First of all, there wasn't a lot of female MCs that started this. Hip hop been around since the early.
Hold on. Y'all gotta get your time because it's chopping up.
I'm sorry. Maybe they some jerks. Maybe they some jerks, just like some other men. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe you got some women out there that are just jerks like that.
What is their message though? Their message is to start doing these men how they have been doing us for years. That is their message. Now, I'm not saying their message is correct. I don't agree with you. Like I said, most of those people up there are witches and warlocks designed to push an agenda. That's why they do that's a whole different subject for a different time.
Yeah.
They are pushing another agenda. So
because they married and they booed up in real life.
Exactly. They're pushing another agenda. So, but the reason why they came out with this because of the response to men for decades now in hip hop, degrading dark-skinned women, degrading black women, calling us hoes, everything under the sun, degrading us in the music. So now it's like, okay, well, let's just do them how they've been doing us. Let's play them before they play us. That and that's the mentality that women have nowadays, because they have been so broken by men all these years. So now it's, well, he gonna want to come in and do one thing. He's gonna run amok in my life. So before he get a chance to do that, let me just go ahead and get what I came in here to get and just call it a day. That's the root cause of it. They didn't just come out. Women back in the MC, back in the day, Queen Latifah and them wasn't hollering about what Meg Thee Stallion and them are hollering about now.
Yeah.
Rhapsody wasn't rapping about what they're rapping about now, because
it's a result of what.
So you don't think Adina Howard was saying that? I don't know if you old enough to remember her, but you don't think Adina Howard was on something when she got up there and made that song? I'll be a freak until the day, until the dawn, and we can bump up all through the night, through the early morning. Then she talked about taking a man's money, holding around, all that good stuff. Now that was in the 90s, and y'all ate that up.
We can take it back to the 80s. We can take it back to the 70s. In the music in the 70s, talking about having side
clean
chicks.
up woman.
What do you think? Love you is wrong. I don't want to be right. He had a whole family on the other side of the town dealing with a whole other woman.
Hello, Shirley. This is Barbara. I've been sleeping with your dude.
He was playing both women. Exactly.
No.
Okay. This is going to be a to be continued. Do y'all agree, audience? Y'all let me know if you want us to come back and continue this. And one of our topics, it's 10:30. It's 10:30. One of our topics was actually going to be if culture is affecting how marriages and relationships.
We got into that.
We got into it a little bit, but we have to. Y'all think we need to put a pin in the audience and come back to this? Y'all let us know if y'all want to see this again. I think these are good questions and it's good points that we're bringing out.
Y'all like I said, it off after I got riled up. Now I'm riled up. Now I'm ready to go. Now y'all talking about.
See what I'm talking about?
I'm ready to pull out.
I was saying, cut that conversation. There will never be a common ground. Like you said, it is, and these are my final words. We can keep going, but my final word is, it is tit for tat with the black man and the black woman. There's only one person that is for you. There's only one person for you, sir. There's only one person for you, ma'am. So everybody does not have to get you, okay? So the tit for tat is ridiculous to me. I love these conversations, and I can go so deep in them and get riled up. But at the end of the day, I'll be like, it really don't matter. It really don't matter. It really don't matter. The tit for tat is a bit ridiculous. Grow up, people. Grow up.
Well,
CB said, read for me, Angela.
CB said, read the 1965. I guess that's Mohinan report. I've never heard of it. We have to check that out. But okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there has been an agenda set in place years ago to keep the black family apart. It's been going on for years, and it keeps us in a power struggle. But to me, it seems like black women have been trying to men. We have always been the undergird of the black community and builder of the black community ever since we came here. Well, we were shipped here. But it seems like we have been trying to fight for our black men all these years, and they just refuse to get it. And then as Kevin Samuels comes along and he's all of a sudden saying what black men have been thinking. How are these black men thinking this way when most of them are high value? How are black men been thinking this way all this time when we have shows like Love After Lockup where these men have been incarcerated for 18 years and these women are ride or die for them? And this is the majority of the
and then when they get out,
black women all their lives. And
tell them what they do when they get out.
Get on us.
Tell them what they do when they got out.
When he was mad because of a piece of flour on the stove. But you just got out of being incarcerated for 13, 14 years, sir. But this is what black
and when he got out, what else he did? He cheated.
First of all,
as
a sociologist, okay, you know, when you talk about a man who just got out of jail and everything, y'all know that it is very disproportionate in the black community about mass incarceration. And it's a lot of black men who do not deserve to be in there. It's a lot of good black men who do not deserve to be locked up for all those years.
I can agree with that.
So that's a little iffy for me, you know, when you talk about that. But I understand your point though.
Well, most black men, if they didn't get caught doing something, if they didn't go into jail for what they got caught for, they definitely did some type of criminal.
Oh my God! We're gonna end
Like
it.
if they did something.
Most of them
I'ma
in there
send
ain't just
Jericho.
completely ain't did nothing. They just got them off the street and just said, "Here, we gonna get you with a murder charge." No, most of them. Let's be
Jericho.
real. Most of them are not
It's
like
a-
that. They may got caught up on the wrong charge or got caught up with some Trump charges, but most of them, and I can say that because I have a lot of relatives in prison right now who didn't get caught up on the charge that they should have got caught for, but on some other charges. But I'm just saying,
They in there because you told on them.
and I ain't no snitch, but if the reward money right, I might.
Oh, wow.
Well, I ain't no snitch, but the reward, I might give them a hint.
Wow.
Stop.
I ain't mad at
Just
that,
be
Jericho. I
talking.
promise you I'm not mad at that, Jericho.
No, I'm serious. If the
I'm
reward money
real.
is right, I'm going to build my generational wealth. And
I ain't mad at
toodaloo to you.
I saw one Jericho. They said $10,000 reward. I said to myself, I wish I knew. I wish I knew because I'd be like, hey.
So
See,
please
he said,
don't
so
commit
we
any
bringing up
crimes
the
around
black.
me because
Stevie said, so we bringing up the black men locked up, but not the 57% in the middle class.
That's true. There's a lot of white people locked up too.
it
A lot of white folks.
here.
No, but it's still. But here's the thing, though, Jerry, because every race deals with what we deal with.
Yeah.
Every race. Every race deals with it. Every race deals with baby mamas and baby daddies, unwed kids and mothers having kids and fathers and all that good stuff, drugs, domestic abuse, all that good stuff. Every race deals with that.
Absolutely.
Now, why we're more publicized about it, I don't have an answer.
Because we so emotional, the man and the woman. Like I have come to the realization men are way more emotional than us women are. Y'all, and I really, this might be a whole nother subject. See, I really didn't want to go here, but I really believe that you remember growing up or as a teenager, I can see like guys will be playing all the time. Y'all play too much. Y'all want to be with multiple women. Like I truly believe men are that way because they cannot take what they give. So it's a defense mechanism. Like y'all can do all the dirt in the world and we have to go through it. But let a piece of that happen to y'all, baby, y'all have fits. Y'all are way more emotional than we are.
We do it for sport. Y'all do it. Y'all be trying to hurt.
Listen, y'all emotional. Black people are emotional. So I don't know why I got there, but you said something, Jerica, and I believe the answer is because we're very emotional.
And then too, because like I said, there's an agenda to push. I mean, we cannot be naive of the agenda to that push because they raise people up on these platforms to push certain agendas. Where are the platforms? There's plenty of platforms, Black Love, Black Marriage, that push positive images of Black relationships. You don't see them on a major platform. You don't see them get the airtime that those who talk about the discord in the Black community get. And white people don't have. Name me one white platform. Name me one white dating coach. Name me one white relationship expert that you see with a major platform that is putting down either white men or white women. Name me an Asian person on a platform.
Because we are the most emotionally triggered. We are the most emotionally triggered.
So we'll sell our own people for a dime.
Look at this whole conversation. It's really a lot of emotion. Like, because at the end of the day, half of this doesn't matter when you're talking about your one person. Like I think a lot of it is emotional. And like with Kevin Samuels, he wasn't talking to you, me. I believe some of the stuff he was saying, like he made it clear why he was talking, who he considered a high value man. And we just don't like how he said a thing. So we react emotionally. Men are listening to certain clips that he say and are reacting emotionally when you don't even apply to the type of man that he's talking about. It is so emotional.
I mean,
Angela, it's not all emotional because this is actually what's going on in our community. And if we don't talk about it, then we'll have generations of people.
No, the reason we go tit for tat, the reason we don't get anywhere with these conversations is because of the emotion. We're doing tit for tat because of the emotion. We don't get anywhere in these conversations because of emotion. Like we can have the conversation, but can we hear each other out? Can we stop trying to say, well, y'all, and actually understand this person's experience is their experience. period. And stop basing, like Stephanie said, stop making everything so generalized. It is pure emotion.
It's a lot of emotion, but I think a lot of it is not. It's just being publicized because think about this: 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago, wasn't nobody talking about cancel culture. You know what I'm saying? But now, what is cancel culture? It's a bunch of emotionally driven individuals of all races and all genders who are having a visceral response to something that they done seen or heard. Something it could be something that happened 20 years ago, but they're gonna be like, oh, I don't like that. Or, I don't appreciate that. Cancel that. I think cancel culture is a bunch of babies, a bunch of whiny, spoiled babies who are just too emotional. They need some riddling or something. Maybe their mama didn't hug them enough or whatever. I don't know what it is. Maybe they just got too high off these new drugs. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this younger culture, this whole cancel culture. Those are the emotional cats right there. Them the ones, because I don't care.
And I would agree with that because I just told Stephanie earlier, we have made a world of let's get rid of the bully, but it made people so everybody is so easily offended now. Like you can't say anything and somebody is it's so in an uproar about any little thing. And so that's why we can't get anywhere with these conversations because everybody is so easily offended and take things so personal and not really look at the facts of the situation. And because, everybody is so easily offended, it's like everybody wants to be politically correct. Like you can't be politically correct all the time. Some things are just what it is. And what we see in our community is what it is. And we're not going to get anywhere, like Angela said, with these conversations, unless we can actually be willing to see each other's point of view. Black, we don't talk. We listen to respond.
Talk at each other.
We don't listen to actually have a conversation to see what the issue is, because like you said, we're all saying the same thing, black men and black women, but somewhere we're crossing the wire and not being able to connect because for whatever reason, which
no, Jerica, I approve that message 100%. I agree with you. Angela, I agree with what you said when you said it comes down to preference.
Oh my God!
You should see.
We've come to some healing, people.
Don't take this as an accomplishment. Don't take this as an accomplishment or nothing like that. I'm still gonna be I'm still gonna be a hater, but
I'm used to that.
But I agree with what Angela said too. It really comes down to preference and everything, and it's just about. No, when two people come together, whatever chemistry y'all have, if it works for you, it works for you.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we just have to respect that.
True.
Like straight up and down.
Yeah.
If it's working for you, then keep working it.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, more power to you.
Yeah. And we're gonna end on that note. We're gonna
say my final word.
Oh, sorry.
That wasn't
no. Please, I tell you.
No. I agree with what y'all saying. It really does come down to preference, and that's why I said in the last episode to vet, so you can see what it is that you want out here, what's admirable to you and what's not. That's what it really boils down to. But I really wish that we would stop pushing this Kevin Samuels narrative because it's absolutely unrealistic, and I had so much to say, but y'all just done messed up my flow. But
Jerica, Kevin, I don't think Kevin Samuels is lying. The man that he's speaking on, this high value man, I have to go see, but he breaks down what that high value man is. I truly believe that's what he wants. The man, the type of women that Kevin says he wants, like I truly believe that's what that man want now.
Well,
that's his preference. That's his preference.
Was a nurse that couldn't actually do CPR, so I guess he kind of got what he want.
Yeah. That's why you have to have morals and be realistic in it. And he wasn't, so absolutely.
Yeah. Right. Well, I think that this has been a great conversation. I don't know about you guys in the audience. It's been a lot. It's been so much unpacked and repacked and all that, and I hope that we can again, do this again. And y'all let me know, those who are still on. I know we had some people to tune off, but let me know if this is something that you guys would be interested in continuing the conversation.
Y'all ain't got to go to work. Y'all know y'all got that PPP.
Them days over.
There be women. All them women that apply for them PPP loans.
Oh, please.
They apply for it for the men because y'all didn't know what to do.
No, did we?
Yeah, they apply because they're the top entrepreneurs. That's why they apply. They have business for it.
Y'all the top scammers. That's what y'all are.
Listen, we're gonna let it go because we will be here all night, y'all.
Nigerian men are the top.
This has been amazing. This has been amazing, y'all. I just want to say thank you all for tuning in, y'all. As we're doing this throughout the week, we're going to be doing this every other Tuesday. Please share, let somebody know. Go ahead and subscribe to Official Stephanie Renee. We want to continue this conversation and open up, and we're going to, even be inviting more guests and things of that nature. So I'm so glad that you guys were able to tune in with us. We appreciate you all. Love you all. Till next time, you all be blessed. Have a wonderful night.
I promise we will get to Stephanie's questions. Like, I'm going to have a conversation with them after this. Like, I promise we will stick to some sort of an agenda next time.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Good night. Good night, good people. We'll see y'all. Bye.
Be blessed.